And we are back. It's your man Odell, and we are still joined by my man blctxt here on the Roundtable. And we've been talking about the music and the career, but on the Roundtable we talk relationships as well, right? And I will want to talk about the long-standing relationships you have with some of the producers and people you've worked with, especially like King Eye Divine, right?
Yeah,
Brother,
yeah.
You recorded your first single with you, right?
Yeah,
Back
like
in
my first raps. Like
yeah, like in
if
09
it
and stuff.
wasn't me jacking a Dilla beat, it was definitely King Eye Divine.
King Eye Divine, and then also too, you talk about Illustrate
Yeah.
and Jay Hayes.
Yeah.
Shout out to those brothers, good cats, man.
Yeah.
Is it a thing of just that magic you create with those with them, or is it feeding off of each other, the
It's
energy?
all that. It's all that. Like
But how did it so? But that's important to you, that relationship that y'all have created.
yeah,
and being in the studio.
I can't just be hype about a producer to work with
Just off a name.
off name. I'm not saying I wouldn't be. Like if
Right.
Pharrell decided to say, "Hey, Tex, I want to work with you," I'm like,
Right.
calling it sick to all my jobs. It's a rap.
Yeah.
But I don't know him, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Right. You don't know. Okay. Yeah.
It was King was it still is. King is a coach for me.
So it's actually working together.
Like to even use my name on the internet.
Right.
Like the way that I use my name, like the way I spell my name, like how you have to make sure that my name is spelled and typed correctly. Like it's very important because that's me. I hate saying this word because I'm not that dude. I'm not Rick Ross, but it's a brand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything's a brand, bro.
Right. So like the way my name is, how I present myself, just he can see so far into the future.
Yeah.
And so like if somebody that's, got game, I'm gonna listen to him. It doesn't matter if they're not in the same field.
Right.
It doesn't matter if he doesn't rap. Well, he's making the beats I rap on. He was recording me.
Yeah.
Like we started in his basement, unfinished. It's not a real booth. It's like it's the
Yeah.
window. You know what I'm saying? That's like my
Yeah.
editor. Let me get my paper and my brew.
Yeah.
Like that's my dude. But like he understood how to work with artists, like how to coach. And so I was thinking that's how you're supposed to go into every
Session,
relationship
right.
with every session with the producer. Like
Yeah.
I don't come into sessions and write.
Right.
I don't like doing that. I like
Y'all
to be
create
sure
and
I'm
vibe
prepared.
and-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, especially I know,
yeah.
like, even with Illustrator, especially too. 'Cause I know you told me about times like we're gonna get up and you're like, oh, sure, I'm gonna go chill with Illustrator, and it turns into music sometimes, right?
Yeah, he Illustrator is real big on that. He enjoys the whole, kick back, drink, talk about life, your day, your week, and that's probably 3 songs.
Right.
He's really big on that. He is he's a coach, but he's more of a conductor. He'll take different pieces and he'll say, "Hey, you remember that story you told me? Like, why don't you like write some bars about that?" Or like when I'm done with a conversation, when he was like, "That's a song." So like my album called Nothing Takes.
Okay.
It's actually available now on all streaming services. My name, blctxt. Type that into any streaming service or platform, and you'll find it, and hopefully you enjoy it. There's
go.
a song called Circles that both King Eye Divine and Illustrate produced because I know that they got love for each other. They're like similar.
Right,
And so
right.
I'm not trying to take any credit. I said I know if I bring them some stuff, some samples, I'm about to get some heat.
Okay.
So the first one, they chose it. I said, all right, I got like 3 samples I'm gonna bring you. Well, Circles was one of those.
Okay.
And Circles, I don't know. I just started I started speaking from frustration. So Circles is a joint about me speaking from frustration, and I feel like I'm going in nothing but circles the older I get.
Well, real quick, just speaking on that, because I know when you were talking about the album, three main words you kind of used to describe it in your one sheet was dreams, nightmares, and aspirations.
Yeah. So I was reading a lot. I have sleep apnea, so it's very difficult for me to actually read a book.
Okay.
I'm going to fall asleep.
Okay.
That's what
okay.
happens. I'm just going to fall asleep. So I would read graphic novels, comic books, but I found The Alchemist as a graphic novel. which is basically
Oh,
comic
the
book form.
Paulo Coelho?
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad you can pronounce that, brother, because I don't
No,
have it.
I'm a big fan of his work, man. Big fan of his
Well,
work.
I'm about to make myself pick up the Four Seasons. The
Four Seasons is a good one. Also, I've read by him. I've read The Alchemist. I've read The Valkyries, which is about these lady warriors. It's a good one. A lot of stuff's kind of like folk novel type stuff. And then
Okay.
also, most recent one I read by him, which was a totally different lane, was Seduction, and that was like almost like a sex novel. It was interesting. I didn't see that coming from Paulo Coelho, but
Hey,
he's a
man.
bad boy. But yeah,
He got fans.
yeah, he got fans, man.
They talk about more
yeah.
than books.
Yeah. Check out Seduction. That's a hot one. But keep going. I don't want to go on a book tangent.
No,
I'm a book nerd at that. So
And I was doing my best to make myself read, but I was just like, I had no car, so I was on the train a lot. That's where you
happens.
kept seeing those martyr photos.
Yeah.
I had a Metro
yeah.
PCS phone. I'm like, man, there's some beauty on here. Boom, I'm gonna just start shooting.
Right.
But I was reading in between that, so I started reading Alchemist, and there's the first song on there called "Follow the Spark." Shout out to Yamin because he gave me that title.
Yeah, I mean.
And yeah, man, it just became a thing. Like everything in that book just spoke to me. Just like,
Yeah.
okay, I love Black Star, right?
Yeah.
Well, at the time, my mom gave me a book from Marcus Garvey that had like chapters
Star
on
Line.
how to stand up as a man, how to look people in the eye. Like I feel like every young black man should read this book.
Yeah.
So
Shout out
it
to
was
Marcus Garvey.
like how to fast, how to treat guests, you know,
Right.
how to dress, like how to present, like just really being a man. Like that
Yeah.
was the thing. So that Black Star album was a soundtrack to that book. So I feel like I'm like nobody ever really wrote anything about the Alchemist in rap. I ain't heard it.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of rap, but I ain't heard that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just do some nerd shit and take that and whatever else I'm going through. And the Alchemist is like a foundation for my album.
No doubt. Now it's an excellent book if you haven't checked it out. I mean, it's sold millions and millions of copies. But
Yeah, mad
finding
different
your
languages.
finding your personal journey. So definitely about that. So we brought up the album Nothing Takes.
Yeah.
Right. You talked about 75 Southside as a track.
Yep.
Everything like that. I want to talk about because staying creative, right? Sometimes that could be the dilemma. You haven't made music in a while, or as far as putting music out.
Yeah,
in a
I was
while.
making
I won't say made music, but yeah, let me clarify.
But it won't coming out.
But wasn't putting that out. So, and it's funny you say about talking about the spark because I was going to ask one of my questions was like being creative. Like, what are those things that keep a spark you know, keep that light going? Because when I had Yamin on not too long ago, he talked about how he is, regardless of whatever happens, he's going to be what he calls a lifer in music. Like he said, he basically see himself 50 or 60, he's going to be creating music. He's just going to be a lifer making music.
He is 1,000% correct.
Right. So what is it about? What's it for you that sparks it and keeps it creative and keep it fresh for you, keeps that excitement? Because I know even with myself being artist and artistic, sometimes it's just not there. I have to dig down to find that creativity.
Number one, not forcing it, but making an effort to practice.
Yeah, that's heavy. Yeah.
You have to sharpen your sword.
Yeah,
you have to be bleak in Mo Better Blues.
Yeah.
You have to be obsessive. If you have a point to prove, you have to be like Coltrane and Dilla, alienating yourself to the point where you just can't hear anything else. The Grammys were on, and Dilla was nominated for a Grammy, and all he wanted to do was go back in the booth and make beats. Like, you think I'm gonna just sit here? But the balance to that's why "Follow the Spark" is a very important song. The balance to that is actually living life, putting the pause on,
right,
putting the pen down.
So you can experience some things.
Picking up a beer and go experience some things.
Yeah,
I like beer.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know if I've said that enough.
Well,
Dark beer.
And that's a funny thing as well because a lot of times I know I find myself with that, right? Like I'll isolate myself. I'm working on myself. I'm working on fitness, doing different things. I'm working on the show, other personal things. But and I'll find myself, recently some friends had, asked me, say, hey, you want to go grab a drink or something? I was like, no, I'm working on something. And then that next week, and I had something I had to work on. And they were like, hey, you want to go grab a drink? And I was like, yeah, let me go off script.
Exactly.
Let me go off script a little bit. Let's go do that.
You don't know what that moment could turn into for you.
Exactly.
And I hate to make it seem like you got to keep your eyes and ears open, but why not?
Yeah.
It may not be a direct thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it may not be a direct thing, but it all helps.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of no sleep game.
Nah. You got to get your rest. We're definitely big on that. But sometimes you do have to just go ahead and venture out, right? Go grab a bite to eat with somebody. Go do something. Even though you might have been working on a project, it doesn't hurt to put that to the side and go work on it.
Well, you got to live life. And I know that sounds like some Instagram quote shit, but at the end of the day, man, like, what do you work hard for?
Right. Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm not telling you I don't want no diamonds hanging from my neck, Odell.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you I don't want the nice bling blow. You know
right.
I mean?
But you want to experience some things.
I'm not telling you I don't want to drive, brother. I'm so sick of driving sometimes. I want to get in the back and be like, yo, just take me to the spot. Like, I want, you know what I'm saying? I want a balance in life is what I'm saying.
Balance. We all seeking that.
You know, you have to have a balance in life. Like, you can't just go cold turkey and expect to come out sane.
Well, and very true. And speaking of trying things and it's doing something different, like going into the photography, because I mentioned that, and you've had some accredited photographs. You actually had the pleasure. I've had the pleasure of having you photograph me here at the Roundtable.
Yeah.
Like, when did that go down the road? Because I know a lot of times when you venture into the creative arts, right? Like, I've seen it because I have a degree in art, so photography is one of the things I took.
Right.
But I didn't really.
Yeah, they make y'all do it.
You know, one of the things I wasn't as skilled in, but that was to get my degree, I had to take it, right? But I find out a lot of times with people when they're trying to, whether it be drawing or things like that, they'll dab it on a little bit and they'll be like, it's not good, and they'll just forget to go away. So how was it for you to be able to go into it, maybe mess up, maybe not be as good, but then say, okay, I can do something with this?
Man, listen. All right, so I'm going to start with Follow the Spark. I still was working crazy, didn't have a car, had to save up to get a car. I was on the MARTA, and I started taking pictures on my Metro PCS phones, an Android phone, like whatever. And people really started liking them. Like, there's a lady who told me, who asked me graciously, do I mind if she prints the photos? She lived in another state. Do I mind if she prints the photos because she's going to put them in her son's room? I said, man, that's like great. Like, yeah, go ahead and do it. I don't care.
Right.
And so these are just coming from my phone. Those photos are terrible quality now. I know. No, I went back and I looked. And so I started understanding the hashtag game for photographers and artists on Instagram. And I started to get my stuff into We Love ATL. They started to have art shows, but the money would go to I forget the name of it's a big center here to feed the homeless and to clothe and support the homeless with whatever they need as much as they can. So I'm like, yeah, that's a real good cause, cool.
Right.
And stuff just started happening off my phone photos. I said, this shit is crazy. And at that time, I kind of got a little stable, and I started writing. And I asked y'all, I said, man, I don't really know what direction I should be going now because photography is really bubbling.
Right.
And he was like, man, just follow the spark. And so I said, I'm going to just do what I do. But photography just started growing for me.
Yeah. And
I finally saved up money. I bought a MacBook, and I said, I'm buying a camera in the next 3 months. And that's the most money that I ever put down for, well, the MacBook was not cheap. But, like, doing that, investing into myself.
Right.
Investing into myself made me stand up straight. Like, yo, it's either you do this shit or not.
Well, I'll tell you this. That's a great story. I know one of my old art professors, I'll never forget, when we were taking a course, and I started to complain about the fact that other university that we were kind of partnering with for this class, they had better equipment. They had newer easels. They had
shiny things.
They had all these things, and I'll never forget. He turned to me and he looked at me and he said, "Odell, he said, I consider you somebody who works hard and I feel like you're a talented cat." He said, "A true artist never blames his tools."
Never ever.
And he was just like, you got an easel, you got a paintbrush, get to work and create. And so I respect the fact that that's what you did. I didn't even know those were done on that phone. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't
got him.
You didn't wait around and say, okay, I don't have this kind of equipment. I have the ability to take a photo. I'm gonna take a photo. I'm gonna work on my composition, start creating, and keep going.
I still got work to do.
Oh, we always do.
I still got work to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's photographers. I know. It's just like my boy. But it makes me laugh. My boy, 88 shots. If y'all follow me on Instagram, then I always post his work in my stories. He's an amazing photographer. I think the boy was born with a camera in his hands. Bobby, we were at a meetup, like a photography meetup, where photographers get together. They might have some people who are very accomplished or who are just bubbling, and they'll be on a panel. You can talk to them, and then maybe you'll go out and shoot. So it's a meetup, right? So I just start asking questions, and I think I don't know. I just ask questions. I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna ask a question. I don't sound ignorant, but I'm gonna ask the question. And Bobby was like, "Yo, what gives you the confidence to just ask people certain questions?" I'm like, I don't know the answer.
Right. Yeah. You're trying to get
dog,
better.
I come from music.
Right.
I come from music. Like, you're gonna have to find out the answer. And if somebody is sitting up there with these accolades from all types of best photographer and different editorials throughout the city and the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, you think I'm not gonna try to get some game?
Nah, I respect it, man.
I paid my fee to get in there, dog. I'm about to soak up all the game I can get.
Nah, I respect it because I've been in those same arenas in an artistic background. I've always appreciated the person who might not have an art background who would ask those simple questions, because somebody like myself, I admit, like I said, well, no, you have a degree in it, so you feel like, okay, I don't want to, I should know certain things. So sometimes that'll change your skew of things, right? You're like, I got a degree in art, so I'm going to ask this person about art, right? Like it's great to be able to have that ability to just go in fresh and say, I want to know a bit more.
It's a lot that I should know. There's photographers. My homegirl Phyllis Iller.
Shout out to Phil. Yeah.
She's another great photographer.
Oh yeah, she does amazing work. Cool
she
merch too.
knows she knows way more than I do about photographers and things of that nature and lighting and all of that. And I ask her stuff all the time, but then she'll show me photographers. Yeah, because just like so and so's work, I'm like, I don't know who that is. I go learn. Like, I'm not saying that I don't care to learn, but I go learn. Just like I learn, like if I have an affinity for something, I just go learn it. So like I told you earlier, like Snoop is one of my favorite rappers. I learned, that he had to learn how to write songs from DOC. I just thought that he was just magical, like, and he still is to me. But I get it. You had to learn how to structure a song. You couldn't just freestyle.
Oh yeah.
So like I just learned, like, with producers, like it was the same thing. Illa comes from the school of Dr. Dre. King comes from the school of Primo, Dilla. I'm so sorry. I don't know a lot of the producers from Duck Down. Okay. I know the artists, but I don't know the producers from Duck Down. But like he comes from RZA. He comes from that school. So to have those two, but me let them know I still need trunk space.
Yeah.
Like I still need the bass. You know what I mean? I still need, so like adding live bass and things of that nature. Knowing how those producers that they are influenced by run their sessions, and then that influenced me and me bring something else. Like that to me is what I learned all that stuff for, reading credits as a rap nerd. When people would purchase CDs and tapes,
that was the time.
They would open them.
That was the time.
And they would read it, and they would learn names. They would learn studios. They would learn all types of stuff.
I used to enjoy reading the shout outs, because a lot of times you come across the people and you're like, I didn't know he rocked with this cat.
So you thought,
I didn't know that this artist rocked with so and so. You see somebody from the East Coast shout out some cat in Ohio or just different areas.
I remember Nas shouted out specifically Master P, I think Mia X, and like No Limit on the I Am album. I'm like, this shit is crazy.
Exactly. I do. That's one thing I do miss, because you're right. Because the artists would actually, you would never see that coming. You was like, wow. I mean, they're naming these names, but I don't want to go off down a tangent, because I can go down that rap nerd.
It's your show, brother.
That is true. But I'll say this, man. Before I go into my last question, I want you to go ahead and give the people your contact info, how they can get your new project, how they can purchase your artwork, anything. The floor is yours.
Okay. Good evening. My name is blctxt. It's blctxt. I'm an MC. I'm a photographer, and I enjoy a nice dark beer. You can find me everywhere if you put the @ symbol in front of my name, blctxt. If you search for me on any music service, any streaming service, you'll find me. You'll find all my music. It's about like maybe 3 or 4 singles and my first album, Nothing Takes, up there. You'll find my photography if you search it on Instagram or Google or anything like that. If you see me in the streets, holla at me. That's it, man. I'm just excited to be here. I love homegrown stuff. I'd like to thank Odell, not just for, this platform, but for all the times that he tried to make things available, working with Jay. Shout out to Jay. He's probably somewhere getting a tan in Antigua or something.
Yeah, you just don't know with Jay.
You just never know. I'm very envious and would like to be him when I grow up.
Keep working at it.
But yeah, man, just I love music. I just love art in general. Be prepared to see this face more. Be prepared to see my name more.
There you go.
And buy me a beer. I love beer.
Well, always in the show with the question is, what is your key to building great relationships?
Being nice. Like, it doesn't mean be a stepping fetcher. It doesn't mean degrade yourself.
Right.
But when someone is speaking and you want to learn, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. And that's something I'm a conversational person. Like, I was taught how to communicate very well, like, from my family. So I just also learned how to listen.
Yeah, very important.
So it's better to shut the one mouth that you have and open up the two ears and eyes that you have.
Right.
So yeah, be nice and learn some shit, and you'll be a better person. Drink a lot more water too.
Nah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I think I always say, being pleasant. I mean, it's a lot less, a lot more pleasant people could be used in the world today, right? So I want to thank you for coming by and being a guest. I appreciate the fact that I was introduced, like you said, how I provided platforms to you, but I was introduced to your work by platforms that were provided to me by Jay.
Right, yeah.
And my brother's like Twice born.
Yeah, what's up, Twice? I was going to ask you about Twice. Yeah,
Twice is doing his thing. I saw Twice recently, man. Twice is he definitely just doing his thing, family thing, man. But yeah, I think that's what it's all about. It's always been about sharing the platforms, building community. It's one of the reasons I even enjoy what we do here with Live Hip Hop Daily, man. Just spreading the love, and I think that's the thing. And I appreciate that. I've seen your growth and been able to see you rock it, because one of the things when we had that 15-year anniversary of the Beats and Lyrics show,
awesome,
right? Which we went for about 18 to 19 years on radio. But at the 15-year anniversary, what was so crazy about it, what we appreciated, we were so proud of, is that we had a stage and we were able to bring top big national acts and homegrown acts, right? So we had your Sky Zoo. Then we had Yamin, right? We had Cormega, and we had blctxt, and stuff like that. So like those kind of things were, we even had Head Crack on there. Like, I mean, it was just amazing to be able to have
Master Ace.
Yes, Master Ace
was
closed
there.
out. Master Ace.
I was the brother I couldn't say nothing to.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, man, I don't.
Master Ace is all business. Good dude, man. But yeah, that was one thing that we prided ourselves on being able to do, is that we made it a point that we were going to have these, when we put together our stage, we're going to have top name acts, but we're going to have acts from Atlanta.
Yeah,
we're going to have acts from there. And so I appreciate you being a part of that.
That's the way any festival from Atlanta should be. You should balance your acts. Oh no, I'm gonna end it right here, brother. I'm not gonna go that far.
No, I got you.
This is not even an emotional, statement. It's just that
I agree.
If you're going to have a festival in Atlanta, bridging together all three coasts, or just anything in general,
right,
from Atlanta, you should incorporate a balance of what's in the city, and what's in the city is not what's always on the radio and the fifth post of Instagram and Facebook. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, very, very true. But like I said, we played our part, and I appreciate being a part of that.
Yes.
And holding that flag. You can always still, even though we're not on the air anymore, but the Beats and Lyrics show is still live as far as on Instagram. Shout out to jforce.com. 24/7. Download the app. You can always great potential, you can find music like blctxt on jforce.com as well.
Yeah.
And also, too, shout out to Live Hip Hop Daily. Make sure you follow Live Hip Hop Daily on all social media, livehiphopdaily.tv. Also, you can follow your boy at ArtbyOdell, ArtbyOdell. Shout out to Jay Black. Shout out to H in the building, Groovy Lou. Everybody's here. Respect. So listen, Keep rocking with the show. We appreciate it. Keep tuning in. And like my man Black Tech said, man, just go out here and be pleasant.
Yeah, man. Drink my water.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.